My name is Harry. I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Okay, I have 1 minute to go wake up my kids. How many minutes I have? Okay, I'm 37 minutes, so there might be part 1 and part 2. Come on. Next tweet. Alright, who is she? I'm crying. Okay, 41 seconds. This is another senator who's doing the work.
And you all, when you need your FEMA money, you don't call Noam, you call Corey. She's a complete and utter embarrassment. By the way, every Homeland Secretary has come in front of this committee. Once a Congress. I'd like to know the date she's coming. When is she coming?
When is she coming?
When is she coming?
I think they're talking about Pam, what's it? Pam Bondi or something? I think.
By the way, do you know Pam Bondi has not come in front of this committee? Do you know she's the only secretary to not appear in front of a committee yet? When is she coming? What's the date on the calendar that she's coming? You know what? Let's make it easy. I want to make a motion to subpoena Pam Bondi.
Second.
To this committee. How much are we going to weaken Article 1 of the Constitution while you guys remain in power? And you all, when you need your FEMA money...
Alright, there's me. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Alright, let's see here. Okay. That's our web. Sydney Kemlager dove here in South Central LA. She's funny as hell. Alright, let's listen to this. And then I go to the next tweet.
Parenthood and the real-time costs and impacts that Trump and this big ugly bill are going to have on their access to health care. But remember, this is not a game show. Hey, come talk to me. I have some questions. I don't bite. At least
Oh my
not
God.
on this day.
For a moment, I thought that was Mark Cuban. He looks like a young version of Mark Cuban, but let's listen.
What do you think costs more? An STI screening at Planned Parenthood or this lovely smoothie from Erewhon?
I'm gonna go with the smoothie from Erewhon.
You are absolutely correct. You have to take out 7 loans to actually buy this smoothie from Erewhon. Parenthood and the real
Alright, so that's that. Let's go to the next one. Okay, it's 6:01. Definitely have to wake up my kids. Alright, what is this here? Let's pause. Okay, Minnasotans refused to allow the pedophile führer ICE Nazis to kidnap a woman until finally the Nazi uncuffed the woman. They dragging and run for their lives. Okay, almost a minute. Let's see. Oh my God. My God. Yeah, with snowball. With snowball. But we don't even know if these people are freaking legal. Who knows what they were gonna do to that woman? This is insane. There's another one here. Screenshot in between. What is that? Dominican and this neighborhood and the Dominican recruit. The Haitian. Okay. I don't want to talk about Haiti right now. This image, I don't know if it's real. Wondering why none of those folks have leaf blower. Self-defense. Alright. Okay, let me pause and then I'll come back. I need to wake up my kids. Alright, so I took a while. Let's go to the next tweet. I don't wanna start a. Okay,
This
why did I
cannot
put
be
this?
real.
This is a YouTube video. They are now publicly complaining that the Trump administration is not paying them. Oh, because of ICE. I was looking at it earlier before I started editing. That it seems like some ICE people are not getting paid. So let's listen to this. It'll be a screenshot. She's on YouTube. I'll put her link. Well, the link will be in the description. You guys could go and check it yourself. Alright, but there'll be a screenshot. Let me see if I have anything to say in between.
You mean to tell me that ICE agents are putting their freedom on the line and aren't even being paid for it? You heard me correctly. ICE agents are so frustrated that they are over on Reddit venting, complaining about how they're not getting paid, how they're having problems with their health insurance coverage, and how the promised bonuses, they aren't materializing. They are violating laws. They are violating the Constitution, and they aren't getting paid.
Okay. Now I remember why I put it. Alright. Trump, I mean, if you go back to some of my old videos where this particular guy, I think he's a contractor who had worked with Trump before. He did the work. Trump tried to shortchange him. I mean, everybody who have had negative experience with Trump went out and tell their side of their story, and for these people to still see that you think Trump is gonna change. And then when we were trying, the country, when I say we, I mean the country, liberals were trying to give everybody health care, they didn't want. But let's continue.
Allegedly, this is an ICE agent who posted this over on Reddit. Been here for about 2 months, still waiting for my health insurance. Is anyone having that issue as well? I chose BCBS Basic. MSS told me they don't know how long it'll take, and I have a sick daughter with no insurance. The article goes on to say that prospective ICE applicants are recruited with the promise of competitive federal salaries and a comprehensive benefits package.
Where they put
Salaries
pound.
vary by role and experience, but generally follow the federal general schedule scale, with entry-level deportation officers typically in the $51,000 to $84,000 range, and opportunities to rise significantly with seniority and locality adjustments. The Reddit user below says, didn't even get paid yet for the base check. And then above that, it says, don't expect much. It's like $6,000 after taxes, and they put it in the regular paycheck, so you end up paying $4,000 to $5,000 in taxes on one check. And this is in response to anyone get the bonus yet. The article talks about bonuses and what they were promised and things like that. So this reads, officers can also receive administratively uncontrollable overtime pay, which adds approximately 25% to base pay for law enforcement duties. In addition to pay, recruits are offered extensive benefits including health, dental, vision, and life insurance, a retirement plan under the Federal Employees Retirement System, a thrift savings plan similar to a 401k, paid leave, and federal holidays. As a part of the recent incentive packages, it also includes as signing bonuses up to $50,000 and student loan repayment incentives up to $60,000. $60,000 and retention bonuses for continuing service aimed at boosting recruitment and retention. Now, a few people have broken down that $50,000 sign-on bonus. They don't get $50,000 given to them up front. No, it's divvied up over the course of 5 or 6 years.
What?
I believe it's closer to 5. So over the course of 5 years, they get, from what I understand, they get $10,000 per year. So you have to stay on the job for the next 5 to 6 years in order to get that $50,000 sign-on bonus. It is not a one-time check, which I'm sure plenty of them thought it would be.
They didn't read their contract. Oh, somebody's calling me. Well, I need to finish. Let's finish up. Oh, what I was gonna say is that I guess they didn't read their contract. I don't know. I really don't know. Remember earlier, my old videos, I used to pray for foot soldiers. Hope they could see the light. There it is. Let's continue.
Said over on Reddit, man, Monday is 4 weeks since I started and I haven't been paid yet. Allow me to remind you that Republicans in the House and in the Senate passed legislation called the One Big Beautiful Bill. Donald Trump then signed that legislation into law. And when he did that, the Department of Homeland Security got $75 billion. Border Patrol got another large sum of money. And then there was another large sum of money for detention centers. I don't remember what those amounts were off the top of my head. But I know $75 billion went to the Department of Homeland Security. If these ICE agents aren't being paid,
somebody's packing
where
it.
is that money?
Making them do the dirty work for them. They deserve it for turning against their own.
I feel like the United States is being relieved of all of its financial resources.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you put a con man in office who's surrounded by other grifters and con men and women.
Yeah.
I don't feel sorry for the ICE agents.
I don't
Can
either.
I say that?
I don't.
But where is the money?
Folks have no idea what...
The video is done. Let's go to the next one. I think it's a YouTube video as well.
Epstein did not want dark-skinned girls. Apparently his clientele was very, very focused on light-skinned girls.
Black women allowed on Epstein Island. Remember this. God's rejection is your protection. There's so many things that protected me from the things that rich people participate in. Amen.
And happy Black History Month, y'all, because nothing says Black excellence like finding out that Black girls were not allowed to be on Epstein Island. To me, that's not discrimination. That's
God protection.
Black folks weren't allowed to get on the Titanic either, and we saw how that turned out. No Epstein Island, no Titanic. Sometimes oppression can actually save your life.
No Black girls allowed on Epstein Island. Here's why. Jeff gave in at some point and told him, yes, I'll find some friends. Jeff wanted young, fresh girls, virgins. He told, don't bring me any N-words. Never ever brought any friends.
Anyways, it's only 2 days into Black History Month and racism done saved our Black babies. Epstein said he didn't want no, if you get me, on his island. I know that's right, thank you.
Because what you mean, according to the Epstein files, he had a specific rule of no black girls, right? Because according to him, they're hard to manipulate and even harder to control.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, because black kids wouldn't, black women would not put up with their BS. They just don't want any resistance. That's it. They don't want any resistance.
Translation, he was afraid that they were too smart and they would fight back. Strike a win for stereotype saving the day.
Apparently his clientele was very, very focused on white, light-skinned girls. In other words, young girls. As a matter of fact, his age group reference was 14 to 17, and 14 was the real preference between those ages.
I think I have some videos on PYTE about what's the name? Age of consent. They wanted 15-year-olds to be able to give consent for men to do whatever it is that they want to do with them. Alright? These people are perverted. They're sick.
And if you take a look at it, the other thing that comes into play is that when things got hot in the United States or here in the Americas, then he went ahead and had them search out girls in the European theater, mostly from the Eastern Bloc European theater. That's probably one of the reasons we don't have a lot of lawsuits coming out of there.
So that's that. Let's go to the next one. 95, is that the one? Let's see here. Copy. I came across this. I thought I shared them with you. They already subdue. Okay, they already subdue their people, the white side. They never experience the fight that African American or dark skin always have to put up with. All right. So when they want to have things with young kids, they want those who will comply. They don't want any resistance. All right, this is my next one. For anyone that doesn't know, Nigel Farage is basically a UK version of Donald Trump. He was one of those people who came to the RNC. And I have said not too long ago, the test drive. I know some people say it's not the same. What happened in the UK is not the same as in the US. You have to understand the implication. They're not going to tell you this is what I'm trying to do. I consider it as a test drive. They stir something to see if it will work, and their crazy MAGA type of mindset took the bait and went for it. Though I'm talking about the how do they call this? The riot that went on, was it? No, not last year, maybe the year before, where they burned that young black guy car, and they raised money, and there were some issues with the people he works with. They were trying to take his money and all of that. Okay, around that riot. All right, they test drive it to see if it will stir some of those people, if they will take the bait. They took the bait. That was in the UK. Now, there's Trump who came in power, tried to do it. Guess what? African American didn't take the bait. It didn't work in the US. So this is why you're seeing mostly white people out there doing their protests, because African American was like, including myself, I'm like, the 2024 election was so clear. I don't know how clear can be. The decision was crystal clear, but due to white supremacists, they took the bait. So now Trump was trying to go after dark and brown skin, trying to stir the pot to create martial law. African American then took the bait. It didn't work. Okay. Let's see here. Absolute, that's the word here. Not only is he a danger to the UK, but he is a danger to European nations. He is another one of Putin's slags. Everyone should help shut this nonsense down when you see it. Now, I don't know what is. Oh, there's me here who put. There he is here. He came to the RNC. And there's Bojo. Went to the RNC. And there's Liz Truss, RNC. This influencer, I don't remember his name. RNC to promote Trump. Alright. So there he is here with Epstein. Does anyone... okay, so that's all. Let's go to the next one. And now I need to finish. This is my last one. Or maybe not. Nope, I have one more. I think... Oh shit, I have much more. I see JTB here. JTB probably talking about politics. He's been putting a lot of tweet regarding politics. Alright, this one is exactly 2 minutes. Trump's for prison. New. This is enormous game-changing news that should lock Trump away for good. It's the largest Republican-linked child sex operation in America. Representative Liu notes that Epstein documents claim Trump sexually assaulted and vowed to murder kids, while Todd Blanche mess up the legal facts by arguing it's no offense to hang out with Epstein. The DOJ further invade victims' rights by releasing uncensored naked pictures of them. Don't forget Musk. 2 minutes. Let's listen to it.
Why are Republicans so interested in Bill and Hillary Clinton? It's because they're trying to distract from the fact that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files thousands and thousands of times. In those files, there's highly disturbing allegations of Donald Trump raping children, of Donald Trump threatening to kill children. So I encourage your press to go look at these allegations, and I'm highly disturbed that Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche just got the law wrong. Yesterday, he said, essentially, that it is not a crime to party with Jeffrey Epstein. Well, that's actually not correct. If Jeffrey Epstein was human trafficking minors for these sex parties, and you show up and patronize the establishment at that party, yes, you're guilty, because patronizing is part of the law, the federal sex trafficking law. So Deputy General Todd Blanche just got that wrong, which maybe explains why they aren't investigating all these folks, including Donald Trump. He needs to read the law and investigate these people. He also needs to resign, not only for not knowing the law, but a massive, not only screw up, but the biggest privacy violation in history. They release a lot of pictures of minors, unredacted, just violated the privacy of these girls. It is uncalled for what they did. The one thing that they could not do under this law was to invade the privacy of these women now, who were girls at the time, who were victims of sex trafficking. Also, he met with Ghislaine Maxwell. Maxwell moved her to administrative prison and then got a puppy for her. So for all those reasons, he's just got to leave the Department of Justice.
Okay, so there he is. This is elected officials talking about what he did. Alright, when Dems will take the presidency, this guy should be appointed to head the DOJ. Okay, that's Double. He has that look. Alright, that is true. He does have that look. Alright, let's go to the next one. This is JTB. Alright, this video is gonna have 2 parts because I'm trying to get everything out of the. Oh my god, I have more. Maybe not. I don't know. When I'm editing, I'll figure it out. Next tweet. Okay, the Epstein files are trending, and names like Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and Sarah Ferguson are in the mix. Yet some of y'all are still hyperventilating over Meghan Sussex. If your outrage is louder for her than for people tied to Jeffrey Epstein, that's not more. That's bias. Okay?
The Epstein files are back in the headlines. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and Sarah Ferguson are being discussed in connection to one of the most disturbing scandals in our lifetime. And somehow, the British tabloid press are still choosing to hate on Meghan Sussex, along with pedestrian trolls. Meghan, you hate on a woman who makes jam, does arts and crafts and podcasts, but are silent over a PDF file? That's not misplaced energy. That's revealing. It reveals you are nothing but peasant trash. Because at this point, we have to ask, what exactly is the obsession? What is the fixation? What is this relentless need to vilify a biracial woman who left an institution and built her own life? When Andrew and Sarah are connected to exploitation, and your instinct is silence, they are the true disgrace of Britain. But when Meghan breathes, your instinct is rage. At this point, you can't deny it's not bias. You can't deny it's not racism. You can't deny it's not misogyny. You don't have to scream slurs for prejudice to be present. It shows up in who you excuse. It shows up in who you protect. It shows up in who you scrutinize under a microscope simply for existing. Andrew's associations have involved lawsuits, settlements, documents tied to Epstein. That is worth outrage. But the haters' favorite pastime is still to dissect Meghan's tone. her projects, her personality. At this point, the pattern is undeniable. When powerful men are spoken with a whisper, but a woman of color is handled with venom, it says everything. If the shoe fits. Because if you had any moral clarity, your outrage would be proportional to harm. And right now, some of you are telling on yourselves. So for all of you that love to hate on Meghan, go fuck all the way off.
Oh my
I
God.
hope the bile in your stomach from your misguided hate eats you alive. And that's the read. This is the Notorious JTB, notoriously opinionated, signing out.
Alright, so that's that. There's all of this. You said bias, I said racism, it's racism. To be biased, you need to really like or love that person. Bats aren't people, and many of the flappy Katie supposed fans aren't her fan. They are jealous, insecure women and racists who are just using Flappy as a tool to attack Meghan. Alright, so there's all of this. You could pause and read. Let me go to the next one. That's another video. I'm telling you, there's a lot of stuff going on. Okay, so this one is only 24 seconds. Just in, crime scene. Tape has just been put up on the railing of the Buckingham Palace. It's inconceivable to think Charles and William knew nothing about allegation against Andrew. Charles, what are you hiding? Let's see here. February 4th, 2026. Charles, what are you hiding? You know, all the police that were doing investigation regarding Andrew and Virginia Godfrey, where they didn't see anything, that should tell you something. I'm gonna make this as the last one, okay? So that is it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. I was looking at this. Look at my estimate revenue, $115. Before it was like 130 something. It's like every day is going lower. But anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.
are all in this together. And if I may speak personally, we are all in this together. Because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.